money has no utility to me. Time has utility to me, but money in terms of making trips or owning more houses or having a boat or something, it has no utility to me whatsoever. It has a lot of utility to other people, which is the reason for the Giving Pledge.
What motivates you to still run a company when most people your age are playing shuffleboard or they're relaxing or doing something?
Yeah, they spend all week planning their haircut usually. I get to do every day what I love with people that I love. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
What do you think about how people from different economic backgrounds think about money and use it? It's interesting to see how poor, middle class, and wealthy people view money differently. People with less money usually see it as a way to pay bills, sometimes caring more about how they look than the bills themselves. Middle class folks think of money as a way to build their credit to buy more things and borrow more money to maintain a specific image. But rich people seem to think about money differently. They use it to make even more money, worrying not so much about how they look or fitting in with what society expects. Their main goal is to grow their money so they don't have to worry about keeping up with others. These different ways of thinking about money show us how important it is to seem a certain way and to grow financially, depending on how much money you have. In the quest for prosperity, it's crucial to understand that the way you look on the outside might not show the true wealth you have acquired inside. You've probably seen people who appear ordinary, wearing simple clothes and not showing off their riches, but their bank accounts tell a different story. The difference between how they seem and what they have teaches us something important. You don't need to pretend to be rich to succeed. As you take a leisurely walk down the busy street, the clothes you're wearing give off a feeling of comfortable elegance. You're not trying to show off how rich you are, nor are you hiding your true self. Right now, something important dawns on you. You realize it's not right to judge how wealthy someone is just by how they look. People who may seem rich might not have that much money, while those who don't show off might be rich in many ways. This realization changes how you see the world. It's like a significant shift in how you think. You don't feel like your value depends on how much stuff you have anymore. Instead, you find happiness in enjoying the simple things in life.
Generally speaking, investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. Anything that improves your own talents. Like, nobody can take it away from you. They can run up huge deficits and the dollar can become worth far less. You can have all kinds of things happen. But if you've got talent yourself and you've maximized your talent, you've got a terrific asset. And so that doesn't mean everybody should go to college, but it does mean that any way you find to improve, communication skills are enormously important. I mean, I took a Dale Carnegie course that I paid $100 for, and it was worth a college degree. At least I thought it was. Maybe this interview will convince people otherwise.
To become more rich, you must change what you think is essential. Wanting lots of things used to feel strong, but now it doesn't seem as great as before. You care more about gaining real wealth. The strong desire to show off how much you have starts to fade away. Instead, you focus more on understanding how success works. You're not just spending your money on flashy things that only show off your status. You're using it for intelligent investments and projects that help you become even wealthier. Warren Buffett, who knows a lot about money, once said that the most important thing for someone who invests is their attitude, not about how smart they are. This intelligent idea matches how you've changed. Your journey isn't just about getting more things. It's about learning to be innovative and make good decisions in the world of success. This change isn't just about money. It's a significant change in how you think, like breaking free from always wanting to show off what you have. In this new way of thinking, the rush to impress others isn't as important. What matters is finding true wealth. This means by making wise choices, investing wisely, and understanding how success works. But why is pretending to be modest so important? It's about matching how you think with what you want. Not looking super rich isn't about hiding your success. It's about admitting that your value comes from being financially stable and making your money grow, not from seeking approval from others. Interestingly, the richest people often don't seem like what you might expect. In reality, they don't stand out from everyone else. Their wealth comes from their smart choices, the wise ways they invest, and the careful management of their money. They've moved past needing to show off, and their wealth speaks for itself. Think about dangers of showing off how rich you are. It's not just about the freedom of not caring what others think. It's also about staying safe. The more you show off, the more you attract people who want to take advantage of you. Showing off your money might accidentally make you a target for theft or worse. Staying humble isn't just about being modest. It's also about protecting the money you've worked hard for. While you think about your journey to real wealth, remember, it's not about convincing others how well off you are. It's about adopting a new way of thinking, one that leans towards smart investments and growing your money instead of flashy displays of wealth. In this pursuit, letting go of the need for approval and attention becomes important. This change will guide you towards true wealth and a life that's less stressed by trying to look good all the time.
I could buy any house in the world, and I don't want any other house than the one I'm in. And that house is in a middle-class neighborhood. I'm happy in a pair of khakis and a sweater, so I don't need fancy clothes. I don't need fancy food.
Do you have an iPad?
I do not have an iPad.
iPhone?
No.
Most rich people understand that showing off flashy things and being overly extravagant doesn't matter. They know that these displays are empty and they don't mean much. Instead, they focus on growing their wealth and using what they already have to make even more money. True wealth isn't about looking super rich. It's about having a lot of money. Warren Buffett's timeless saying, "Price is what you pay, value is what you get," holds a wealth of wisdom that aligns perfectly with a crucial financial principle. This adage emphasizes that the actual worth of a purchase goes beyond its price tag. It includes the advantages, the usefulness, and the long-term effects an investment brings. In aiming to have a mindset akin to successful individuals, it's clear that pretending to be affluent seldom leads to genuine prosperity. True wealth doesn't equate to flaunting flashy signs of wealth, fancy cars, or lavish vacations for public praise. Quite the opposite. Many wealthy people opt for practical options, choosing modest vehicles like Toyotas or Hondas over luxury brands like Bentleys or Rolls-Royce. This choice showcases their ability to make decisions based on long-term wisdom, rather than fleeting appearances. To adopt the spirit of prosperity, one needs to break free from the chains of constantly showcasing opulence. Embracing simplicity in clothing and letting go of constant pursuit of picture-perfect images can be liberating. It signals a person's freedom from these material trappings, and it highlights a lack of urgency to seek validation through possessions. This demonstrates a profound realization that genuine accomplishment arises from personal contentment rather than external approval. This philosophy stems from the belief that genuine achievement doesn't rely on unceasing validation from others. By internalizing this notion, individuals relieve themselves from the unending chase for approval, redirecting their attention towards meaningful endeavors that nurture personal development and financial prudence. This shift allows for a more fulfilling and purposeful journey towards success. When it comes to being smart with money, a saying hits the mark. It's perfectly fine to appear less wealthy. In fact, it's crucial. This idea holds a profound truth. It suggests that how you look on the outside shouldn't be about showing off riches, but about securing a rich future. As the wise Warren Buffett once said, "You don't have to do extraordinary things to get extraordinary results." This philosophy has many layers. It's all about realizing that spending lots of money on fancy clothes, extravagant trips, luxury cars, and designer goods doesn't just use up your cash. It also takes away your time, energy, and peace of mind. Following a mindset that demands you constantly prove your wealth through material things creates money worries and takes away resources from more important things. Imagine someone who spends a lot of money to show off how rich they are. Sure, it might feel good initially, but the immediate satisfaction of showing off comes with a big cost. Money that you could have invested for long-term benefits. If you spend $10,000 on looking rich today, that money put into smart investments could grow into $100,000 or more over 15 years. The choice between short-lived appearances and long-lasting financial security becomes obvious. This concept strongly resonates with individuals with substantial wealth and a keen understanding of financial matters. It's crucial to emphasize that the extravagant millionaires frequently portrayed in the media don't represent the complete picture. A significant portion of affluent individuals, though not as prominently showcased, opt for an alternative approach. They recognize that genuine prosperity stems from investments that appreciate gradually, a facet not always apparent to the public eye. Contrary to flashy displays, These intelligent investors prioritize assets that grow over time, contributing substantially to their overall wealth. These people value future growth more than showing off in the present. They know that true financial freedom isn't about spending money for shows. Instead, it's about making smart investments like buying stocks, having a share in businesses, and having a variety of investments. Their wealth isn't in things they own, but in how their assets increase over time and how well they manage their money.
The first rule in investment is don't lose. And the second rule in investment is don't forget the first rule, and that's all the rules there are. I mean, if you buy things for far below what they're worth, and you buy a...
Warren Buffett's timeless advice is simple. Rule number 1, never lose money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. This wisdom goes beyond financial tips. It's a mindset that holds significant importance in achieving lasting financial success. This advice encourages us to look beyond surface-level appearances and instead focus on building enduring economic resilience. Think of it like a guiding light that leads us towards making intelligent financial decisions. A saying that goes along with this philosophy is that being humble about your wealth is like a beacon that shows us the path to wise financial choices. It encourages us to consider growing our wealth rather than just showing it off. The differences between rich people and those with fewer resources often come down to how they think about money. Those who are good at being successful financially tend to put their money into things that grow in value over time. This sets them apart from those who don't have as much money and often spend it on something quickly. This difference in thinking is a big reason why some people become genuinely wealthy while others struggle. This makes us ask an important question. How can people who are struggling financially move into the group of people who are doing well? The answer seems to be about changing how they see money. It's not just about using money to buy things or pay bills. It's about making even more money. One common mistake that people often make is trying to copy the way rich people live, even when they don't have that much money themselves. Often, people who aren't as well off try to spend money like those who are a bit better off, thinking that if they act like they're rich, they'll become rich. But that usually doesn't work. It ends up making them focus on looking rich rather than becoming rich. A much better strategy is to learn from people who have become wealthy. Unlike those who show off their money, truly wealthy people don't care about flashy displays. So, instead of copying friends who pretend to be rich or trying to be like the super rich people you see in the media, you should look at how everyday millionaires manage their money. These people quietly build their wealth without putting on a big show.
One of the things you would want to be sure to do is, whether you like it or not, get very comfortable, it may take a while, with public speaking, for example. I mean, that's an asset that will last you 50 or 60 years, and it's a liability if you don't like doing it and are uncomfortable doing it. That also will last you 50 or 60 years, and it's a necessary skill. But a lot of the skills are just human skills. If you get the best out of people around you, that's a rare talent, and it doesn't correlate with IQ. It correlates with an attitude and toward the world and toward other people. And it's a talent that if you work at early and you're really conscious about it, you don't have to show up other people. You don't have to be smarter than they are or anything else. You want to bring out the best in them. It will pay huge dividends.
Rather than focusing on how things look on the surface, it's much wiser to copy the everyday habits of millionaires to improve your financial situation. These people make sensible choices about money instead of extravagant ones. They don't spend money on unnecessary luxuries. Instead, they consistently put their money into investments in the stock market. These investments are significant to them, and they don't borrow money to make them. This approach takes patience and hard work, and it's all about slowly making your money grow over time. As you work towards understanding finances better, there's a ton of great advice from experts like Warren Buffett. Learning from what they've written can give you valuable insights into the absolute path to success, steering you away from chasing status and helping you better manage your money. A core principle of building wealth is living below your means. This means you spend less money than you make. The extra money you save can then be put into investments, which helps your wealth grow naturally. This is different from what many people do, which is spending all their money and even borrowing more, which often leads to debt. But it's really important to understand that getting rich takes time. It might take many years, even decades. As you journey towards wealth, you'll change and grow as a person. Your perspective on life will evolve, and your priorities will shift. When you're young, you might focus on buying things and looking a certain way. But as time passes, you'll start valuing relationships, experiences, and finding happiness in your unique way. This shows that the journey to wealth is more about than just having stuff. It's about embracing the many aspects of life.